Bitcoin and Ethereum are potentially on the brink of absolute and utter collapse. Will the bond market potentially be the pin to prick this euphoric bubble? Let's dive in and analyze. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Kirby here, your cryptocurrency expert, back with another edition of the daily live stream. Now, folks, don't get upset when I say, is this going to potentially be the pin to prick the bubble? I do not mean that Bitcoin is going to zero. I do not mean that the Bitcoin price has to drop all the way back down into the crypto abyss. But what I'm stating here is that we have been on a euphoric rise for months and months on end. And right now, we are beginning to see some weakness in the traditional markets, the commodities markets, and right now, the crypto markets across the board. And all of this, in my opinion, is possibly due to the U.S. 10-year bond yield. Okay, we're going to discuss all of this and more here on today's stream, upside targets and downside targets for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let's get right down to it. And of course, before we begin, if you could, smash that thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you for that. And if you are brand new, welcome to the most realistic Bitcoin technical analysis channel you are ever going to find. Hit that subscribe button, tick the little bell, select all, and let's get this crypto. Welcome to the channel. So here we are, folks. Right now, Bitcoin, we'll start with Bitcoin, is right at the bottom of my upward sloping parallel channel, which I feel has been incredibly important all the way back since December of 2020. Okay, you could see that we've done a ton of ping-ponging around inside the range, and above the range, it acted as tentative support until it didn't. Once it fell below, it acted as resistance until it didn't. Above, support until it didn't, and right now we find ourselves at the bottom of the channel line. If we break through here and start to close daily candle bodies below this channel, to me, folks, the bearish probability certainly increases, right? Doesn't mean that we can't just rip back up like we did down here, but at this point, with the amount of overexuberance, the amount of absolute greed inside this market, I feel like we are due for a nice, healthy correction. Something like we did get back here from 42,000 down to 30,000 before continuing higher, right? Going all the way up to 58,000, hitting some of these bull flag targets, right? If you're not familiar, we had a giant bull flag right there, okay? And if we take our measured move here, size of the flagpole up, drag it over to the breakout points, I mean, we nearly hit our target perfectly, right? So would you not expect a sell-off after hitting a borderline perfect hit of the pattern? My friends, I think this is very normal right now, but it's not just the technicals here on this chart that may be causing this sell-off, right? It's the bond market, which we're going to discuss in just a few moments, right? This chart right now, seeing a rounding bottom and a pretty parabolic rise in and of itself. So if we go back to Bitcoin now, watch this channel here, okay? There's not much more to say on the structure of that. On the 4-hour time frame as well, you could see right now we are putting in a series of lower lows and lower highs, okay? It's interesting, though, because of two things. One, we are right at the range where support could possibly come in, right? This, at the time of recording, is essentially the range where the bulls must come back in my opinion, to hold this support line of the channel. Also, we could be right now in a very micro falling wedge pattern, which could be bullish, right? So we do have a possible micro little bullish pattern here on the 4-hour time frame, where if we break up now, we would see support found at the bottom of the channel in confluence with a breakout of a possibly micro bullish structure, right? And just to give you a measured move of this, we take the largest, widest point of the pattern, we drag it over to the potential breakout point right around there, and it gives us a measured move extrapolation up around 52,000. This is interesting to me here, folks, because of what I'm going to show you right now. If you are subscribed here, and if you're not, you need to subscribe right now, tick the little bell and select all, because I pointed this out on yesterday's stream. So don't miss any more of these important analyses, okay? My eyes have been set on this trend line here, the old resistance, right, which then flipped into new support upon breaking out, then after falling through, acted as resistance twice. Okay, you see this. So this trend line here has had significant confluence ever since it created itself. Okay, so right now with the potential support here, right? And I say potential because there is definitely a high probability that we could drop from here. But if, keyword if, the bulls are to step back in here and rip us higher, right? We do have the measured move of this little miniature falling wedge, right? That does go right up essentially to this trend line here, right? That we could backtest and find resistance at once again. It's also interesting because it is essentially in confluence here with the upward sloping resistance line of this channel, right? So we have two lines of resistance there. We have the measured move of the pattern there. And also, my friends, what I want to point out here as well is the Keltner channel. Okay, I'm going to remove this falling wedge pattern. Notice the Keltner channel here, okay? Still, we're doing all of this on the 4-hour time frame in particular. In our last correction here, okay, the top of the Keltner channel acted as resistance until it didn't, until the trend flipped again, right? But for this whole correction from 42,000 down to below 30,000, the top of the Keltner acted as resistance over and over and over again. Quite the opposite of what happened on the uptick, right? We saw the bottom of the Keltner channel act as support until it didn't. We saw this also occur here on our way up to 42,000 originally. So right now, I do believe that we are flirting with this possibly being another indicator here, showing us that this trend could continue to see a deeper correction if we continue to see the top of the Keltner act as resistance. Right now, we really only have two small data points. This one right here, we saw it nearly touch the top of the Keltner, right? And we got rejected. This one, our last pump, only made it to the middle of the Keltner. Right now, keep your eye on the top of the Keltner channel on the 4-hour time frame, okay? We also have this confluence here starting at about 48,000. So for the Dawn right now, if the bulls step back in, it's basically 42,000 up to 52,000 is the area of bearish interest for me, okay? Now, this does not mean we have to get rejected and plunge if we do in fact go up there. We could also see a short squeeze, right? If there is enough interest from bearish speculators up inside this range and the bulls are raging and strong, it is very possible that we could see this range act as a squeeze zone and boom, rip us right above the range. Lots of possibilities right here, right now. I know personally I'm watching this market like a hawk with an eagle eye, preparing to strike like a cobra out of the grass and get this crypto when the opportunity does in fact arise. And my friends, of course, I will be keeping you personally updated with all of my entry ideas, exit ideas, potential take profit ideas, all exclusively for you in VIP as the Dawn looks to potentially strike gold again. What I'm showing you here right now, folks, is where I exited my last trade, wound up taking an absolutely spectacular profit after playing that bull flag breakout, which I will show you right here. The Dawn essentially said, look, VIPs, what I'm seeing here right now is a potential bull flag pattern formation, right? A series of higher lows with a series of higher highs squeezing into a pennant. The Dawn loaded up his orders right here and then bang, we ripped to the upside. I then saw a bearish rollover here. I did not like the action I was beginning to see, and the Dawn took profit all the way up there for an average exit price of roughly 55,100. Let's get this crypto. So right now I am out, right? I am on the sidelines watching this like a hawk with an eagle eye. And what I'm seeing right now is that we are at this boiling point, okay? Right now, I do feel with what I'm going to show you right now in the bond market that if we do continue to see external factors take a toll here on this market, many moon boys will get wrecked. They will probably take that trip to Wrecked City with Average Joe and James at the water cooler and continue to get caught like a deer in the headlights. Do not get caught like a deer in the headlights here, folks. Do not be taking that trip to Wrecked City with Average Joe and James at the water cooler. You're better than that. You deserve better than that, okay? With that being said, I will see you in VIP right now after this video. Today is the day. It's time to transform yourself from Average Joe into Savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. Do not miss any more of my important real-time VIP alerts. So now let's go into the bond market, and then we will quickly look at Ethereum as well. Okay. And just to wrap this up here, right, watch out for this resistance potential up here. Okay. Right around 48,000 to 52,000. Watch out if we drop below here that this bottom line now could potentially act as resistance there, right? Just as it did down here. And just because this wound up breaking back up does not mean that it would have to do the same this time around. Past performance does not indicate future results, right? For me personally, right, in my own speculative opinion, trading below this channel has a higher bearish probability than it does trading above the channel, right? Above the channel for me is more bullish. Below the channel is more bearish. I hope I've made that clear. Oh, let's get this crypto. So now the bond market, okay? Right now we are seeing the 10-year rise pretty substantially. Let's go to the daily time frame right now. And sure, it's actually much lower than where it's been over the past several years. But I mean, look at where it's come from, right? It has climbed out of the trenches here from back in March of 2020 after the global health uncertainty debacle, right? It has been on an absolutely parabolic rise. And right now, investors and traders are a little bit spooked by what's going on here. We've seen some selling off in the equities market. We have seen some selling off in the commodities market. And I mean, crypto has seen some selling off here as well. So what I'm showing you here today, folks, is that you need to keep your eye on the US 10-year yield. You also need to keep your eye on the US dollar index, okay? Because right now, if the bond yields are going to continue to rise, and we are going to see commodities, equities, and potentially cryptos sell off, the changing of capital, right? It shifts, right, from equities, commodities, cryptos into the US dollar. And if that is in fact to occur, we should all be very well aware of the relationship between the US dollar index and the Bitcoin price. Of course, past performance does not indicate future results, right? And just because it looked like this in the past does not mean this relationship has to continue moving forward. But this downturn in the US dollar there was the 2016 to 2017 mega bull market for Bitcoin. This downturn in the US dollar here was is the massive bull run of 2020 and 2021. Okay. Now, if we are to see the US dollar uptick here due to an increased demand from speculators selling off their equities, commodities, and cryptos, I do believe that this could put some downward pressure on the crypto market as a whole. Okay. I know that this may not be what many of these moon boys want to hear. They'll probably get angry, type a million miles an hour in the comment section. This guy, he's just what? Looking at this market as a realist, looking at the chart and the information I have in front of me. I'm sorry that I'm not buying into your cult mentality that Bitcoin must go to 8 million per coin by 2022. Okay? Right here on this stream, we try and remove emotion. We try and look at this as realistically as possible, because right now, if this market is beginning to roll over, right, I here on this channel, The Don, will strive to be your beacon of light throughout the darkness of the drop if it is in fact to occur, okay? As everybody else is panicking, trembling like a leaf in the wind, sweating, sitting 1 inch away from their computer screen, oh, Kirby, I'm going to sit here and remain cool, calm, and collected, looking at the data that I have in front of me, strategizing to potentially crush it and get this crypto, whether that's up or down. I don't care if it goes up. I don't care if it goes down. I believe there's going to be potentially life-changing trading opportunity in both directions, and I'm looking to potentially capture the majority of the move in either way it breaks, okay? And that is what I will be keeping you personally updated with in VIP. So as I stated earlier, if you're not already in my VIP, today is the day. It's time to transform yourself from average Joe into Savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. Do not miss any more of my important real-time VIP trade setup ideas and alerts, okay? Now, we'll take a quick look here at Ethereum. We're going to keep this nice and simple here. Basically, right now, Ethereum is backtesting its old all-time high from 2017, right? We're essentially right back now at around 1,300 USD, okay? So right now, if Ethereum can hold here. Sure, we could continue higher on a blue sky breakout. There's really not much to look at here, folks, at an all-time high. Technical analysis is really not great when you're at a new all-time high because of the fact that, it could be blue skies ahead. But if we drop lower than where we are right now, if the bulls cannot step back in here, and if the bond yields continue to affect the market, et cetera, this is my next area of interest. Now, this may be startling to you, but it should not be, because if you're looking to potentially crush the market, downside action is just as potentially juicy as upside action, right? It's only moon boys with a cult mentality that get angry when you talk about the price going down, right? Because traders and speculators know that trading it to the downside can be equally as lucrative to a move to the upside, right? So this next range here, look at all of the confluence, right? Resistance, support, resistance, okay? All right here. And it essentially lines up with our first sell-off over here. Basically, my friends, anywhere from 950 USD down to 800 USD. That's a hot take. I know many of these moon boys may not like to hear it, but it is what it is, okay? I'm just keeping it super simple here. There's nothing else to look at. And I mean, it's too early for this, but if we were to see a heinous debacle, this is the next area for me, folks, down here, potentially around $500, right? And this is not a call or anything like that, right? Kirby, you're calling for $500 ETH? No, my friend, I'm showing you there's a trend line of confluence there that if we were to continue to drop, I mean, sure, there is an area of confluence here that possibly bullish speculators may look to step back in if a debacle took place, right? Let's get this crypto. So right now, just keep your emotions at bay here, folks. I know that there are a ton of, emotional triggers happening here with these heinous sell-offs, up and down, whipsaw, choppy volatility. Keep it simple. Look at these trend lines. Keep your eye on the US dollar and the bond yields market. Watch out for that potential resistance up here around 48,000 to 52,000. I know right now I'm strategizing to potentially crush, eviscerate, and vanquish this next move to the best of my ability. And if you want to see exactly how I'll be setting up my next trade idea, exactly where I'll be looking to potentially enter, potentially take profit, and potentially strike gold again, my friends, as I've stated earlier, I will be keeping you personally updated with this exclusively in VIP. If you are not already in my VIP, sheesh. Today is the day. It's time to transform yourself from average Joe into Savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. I will see you in VIP right now after this video. Do not miss any more of my important real-time VIP alerts. Okay? So as these moon boys and degenerates continue to live a life of peril and squalor, the Don will continue to grind for every Satoshi and dollar. Let's get this crypto. All right. And if you're wondering how I'm able to remain so cool, calm, and collected here, folks, it's truly because the Don has been up the mountain. The Don has been down the mountain. And quite frankly, the Don has also been everywhere in between. And I have wined and dined with kings and queens. And I have slept in alleys and dined on pork and beans. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, the Don prefers the wine and queens every single time. So on that note, folks, I will see you in VIP right now after this video. Do not get wrecked here. Do not get caught like a deer in the headlights and take that trip to Wreck City with Average Joe and Little James. You're better than that. You deserve better than that, okay? With that being said, I will see you in VIP right now after this video. Today is the day. It's time to transform yourself from Average Joe into Savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. I will see you in VIP right now after this video. One last time for the YouTube algorithm, that thumbs up would be so greatly appreciated. And if you're brand new, you see what you get by now. Welcome to the channel. Hit that subscribe button, tick the little bell, and select all so you do not miss any more of these important Bitcoin and crypto analyses. Welcome to the channel. And until next time, my friends, the Don has spoken. Be safe, be happy, be healthy. It's your boy, Crypto Kirby. Peace and love, my friends. Curbs. Oh, and beware of the fake Kirby imposters down in the comment section. I will never post a phone number on your comment. I will never send you any type of unsolicited email. That is not me. You can see the two examples down below. They have the same name as me, but they're posting phone numbers. They're using very weird typing to get around the spam filter. That is not me. This is an example of my real comment here. You can see the nameplate has a gray background to it, and I do leave a creator heart next to the thumbs up so you can validate that that is me. I generally only post the VIP information in a pinned comment, so you know that is me there. My friends, don't fall for any of the fakes. Be smart, be safe. I'll see you in VIP right now after this video. Let's get this crypto.
The material in this video has no regard to the specific investment objectives, financial situation, or particular needs of any viewer. This video is presented solely for informational and entertainment purposes and is not to be construed as a recommendation, solicitation, or an offer to buy or sell any securities, commodities, cryptocurrencies, or any related financial instruments, nor should any of its content be taken as investment advice. Crypto Kirby is not a financial advisor. The views expressed in this video are completely speculative opinions and do not guarantee any specific result or profit. Trading and investing is extremely high risk and can result in the loss of all of your capital. Any opinions expressed in this video are subject to change without notice. Crypto Kirby is not under any obligation to update or keep current the information contained herein. Crypto Kirby may have an interest in the securities, commodities, cryptocurrencies, and or derivatives of any entities referred to in this material. Crypto Kirby accepts no liability whatsoever for any loss or damage of any kind arising out of the use of all or any part of this material. Crypto Kirby recommends that you consult with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment or trading decisions. Thank you for watching and have a great day.